Okay. So almost all of us in this room have taken the ACT, a standardized test. And if you're like me, then most of you had to study pretty hard for it, and you probably didn't enjoy it very much. But today I'm just going to talk to you about why standardized testing isn't benefiting students. So it's not an accurate measure of students' intelligence, it's not allowing them to grow intellectually, and it is detrimental to their health. So first of all, it's not an accurate measure of their intelligence. Some students have severe test anxiety, and according to the American Test Anxiety Association, between 16 and 20% of students have test anxiety. So you can have a straight A student who performs amazing in the classroom, but because they have test anxiety, they could perform poorly on one of these tests. The test only measures the student's ability to memorize information to pass the class. So according to the American Psychological Association, the number one way that students study for a test is they cram. So in order to fully learn and retain information, students have to commit to their long-term memory, but when these students cram for information, it's only committed to their short-term memory. So that means that after the test, they'll just forget all the information that they tried to remember. Multiple choice tests are not accurately showing a student's ability to think critically. These tests only promote the idea that there's always going to be a right or a wrong answer. But according to Doris Lessing, things are not quite so simple as always black and white. So these tests don't allow students to grow intellectually. So according to the APA, students can't recall information, they only recognize it. So recalling information requires that you remember information without cues. So that means an example of that would be like open-ended questions or essay questions, but recognizing information is when you see something associated with the memory and you're able to retrieve that knowledge. So that would be like multiple choice tests. So that's what most standardized tests require, that you recognize information. Teachers are only teaching what they know is going to be on the test. So according to a study done by Sean P. Cochran, who worked in conjunction with Brown University, he gave students two tests. One was a non-standardized test and the other was the standardized test. And the non-standardized test had similar questions and similar content, but because it wasn't the standardized test and because the teachers had been teaching to the test, the students performed poorly on the non-standardized test. There's more to life than just taking and preparing tests. So when you get older, you're not going to be studying for a standardized test. You're going to have a family and you're going to have a job and you're not going to have to worry about things like that. So lastly, these tests have become detrimental to students' health. Teen stress levels are higher than adults. According to the APA, teens rate their anxiety level at a level of 5.8, while adults rate it at a level of 5.1. So that's significantly higher. And because of this, students are overeating and undereating. So 29% of teens skip meals because they say they're stressed out about school. And it also leads to anxiety and sleep deprivation. So according to the National Sleep Foundation, the recommended number of hours of sleep for a teen is 8.5 to 9 hours. But as of right now, teens are only getting around 7 on school nights. And as a teen myself, I can say that I only get about 5.5 to 6 hours of sleep a night because of all the schoolwork that I have to do. So there's no doubt that standardized testing isn't benefiting students. It's not an accurate measure of their intelligence, it's not allowing them to grow intellectually, and it's detrimental to their health. Something needs to be done about this growing issue because it's affecting teens all across the country.